Hey guys, and welcome to day 11 of 30 days of Doodles. Today we're doing a couple more stationery with envelope, a push pin, and a paper clip. So let's jump in with the envelope. We're going to start with a rectangle that is shorter and then wider. So this is going to be, in my example, it looks more like a bill envelope. You could definitely change up the shape of your envelope if you want to go for a different feel. So now we're going to mark the center of our rectangle. So I just counted out my squares and then found the midpoint and drew a line there, so I know exactly where to draw my little triangular diagonal shapes down. So this is the back side of an envelope, and that's where the flap of the envelope meets. And then you usually have these other two flaps that come up and would be behind that top flap. So you're not going to see the point on it. And then I drew just a little circle that would be like a sticker or a stamp to seal the envelope. And now we'll just go over it with our black pen. So remember, we're not going to outline that center line we made. That was just for reference to know right where our center point was. So we'll just do all the outside edges and then that inside stamp and then your diagonal lines in your pen. Now I'm going to take my smaller pen and I'm going to add some fine details. So I'm just going to add a little bit of a design inside that circle that's right over the fold of the envelope, just to give it like a seal look. And then I am going to add a second diagonal line on the top lines and then a horizontal parallel line to the bottom line, and it just kind of dresses up the envelope a little bit. Now we'll move on to our push pin. So again, we'll start with our pencil just to create our basic shapes. So creating the base of your push pin is going to be this narrow oval, and then we're going to draw a rectangle, a vertical rectangle coming out of the center of that. I did not center mine very well. Be sure when you do this kind of stuff that you really look at the center of where your oval is. If you need to mark a little space, do that, because mine ends up being a little bit wonkety here, but it's okay. So then I added a second smaller oval on top and then a rectangle with a pointed tip on the bottom. So now I'm just going to round out some of those harsh corners on the top rectangle to make it look like it is moving down organically into that base. So now we're going to draw all of our outlines. So that top oval is overlapping the rectangular cylinder piece that we have. And so you want that to be drawn first, and then draw your cylinder, and then draw your oval, and finally finish it off with the pointed tip. Moving on to our paper clip, we're going to do a fun decorative paper clip with the flower at the top, but we are going to start with our basic paper clip shape. So we're going to have this vertical oval shape, and then we're going to draw out the lines that are going to actually make up that paper clip. So here you can see that I'm tracing around and then coming on the inside and then back up. So I have this paper clip shape. And now the second thing we want to do is add on our flower. So I start with a circle, and then I'm adding these very soft, they're a mix between a triangle and a heart shape. So they have a dip at the end and then they come back to meet. So it's a total of 5. And sometimes when I draw these, the easiest way to do it is to draw the top one and then draw the bottom to an angle and then fill in those 2 upper gaps. So it has a total of 5 petals. So now we're just going in with our pen and outlining our flower. And next I want to trace over my paper clip shape. So that line that we made for our paper clip, we're going to trace over it. And then we're going to double it up to give it that thicker look so that it's not just a single line. So after you finish double outlining your paper clip, pick up your eraser and erase all of your pencil lines, because now we're just going to go in and fill in any fine details if we want to. So for me, I'm going to add a little bit of details to the flower. So I'm going to start with these little teeny tiny scallops right along the center of the flower that are on each petal. And then I'm going to add a couple little lines coming off of each petal, and then we'll be all done. Okay guys, so that wraps up day 11. I hope you'll be back for day 12 or doing some home entertainment doodles tomorrow. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.